the problem is extremely serious. In fact, when you called me this morning on SFM News, I told you that we may see some change in the forex management today. And this afternoon, it happened. So the rupee depreciated significantly from the 202 levels. That was obviously forced and artificial, to anywhere between 211 and 215 this evening. So except for the state banks who are still trying to hold on to the unrealistic rate, most of the private banks are at 211, foreign banks at 215. It may slide further in the coming days. So they broke through the artificial barrier to something more realistic. Now, what that would mean is that inflows may come in now, in that people who had dollar revenue probably were holding it outside with the hope of the depreciation so they can convert it to more rupees. Now that has happened, it may ease off a bit. But now that is just in the very short term. We saw three things happen in the last few days. One is that trade numbers came in, and they were not encouraging at all. In fact, today, I saw my colleague Uday Gammampila had tweeted saying we are in a foreign exchange crisis. I think for the first time, a member of the government has accepted the reality and said use fuel wisely, because for the first 6 months, fuel cost was something like 18% of the forex bill on imports. Now, what the trade numbers suggest is that notwithstanding the import ban, imports are going up. Now, that is interesting because only 20% or less than 20%, about 18%, is for consumption goods, meaning food and medicine and everything else. About 60% is for what we call intermediate goods, fuel and coal and textile and chemicals and things like that, and fertilizer. And the rest, the remaining 20% is for capital goods, machinery, and so on. So even though for the 6 months, import of vehicles had come down by something like 98%, the rest are fairly inelastic, and it's not coming down. In fact, it's going up. You wouldn't be, shocked to, hear that even the food imports went up, when they are saying, look, control. Then the other thing that we saw is that the remittances began to fall in June. Even though for the first 6 months, the cumulative remittances have been slightly more than last year. But if this trend is to continue, then we are going to have real trouble in the remittance inflow, which means we are going to run a much bigger balance of payments, current account deficit, which is going to impact upon the reserves that we have. We have just a little more than $2 billion in usable reserves. When I say usable reserves, that means outside of the reserve gold that we have and other IMF deposits and so on. So with that, we have in the month of August, $167 million to pay just in, I'm just looking at international sovereign bonds and Sri Lanka development bonds, principal and interest. In September, $158 million, October, $78 million, November, $117 million, December, $36 million. So that means till the end of the year, just in those two types of securities, $556 million. Then in January, $770 million. In July, another $1,000 million. So we have, and this is besides roughly about $200 million a month that we have to pay in other loans, our project loans, China, India, World Bank, so on and so forth. So, and that is only the government. And then the banks, the private sector, they also have liabilities, commitments in dollar-denominated loans that they have to pay back. So just to let me conclude this. So in the next year, we have over $7 billion to pay. That's government and private sector. And we have about $2 billion in hand. We are expecting another just under $800 million from the IMF. That's a freebie. That's not connected to a program. And that's what we have. The government has not been paying attention, or rather, they were not willing to listen to me particularly, who has been the most consistent since October of last year, that they should look at restructuring our debt, because our debt is not sustainable. And if our debt is not sustainable, even China is going to shy away. When they said, look, China is going to perhaps bail us out, I expected, billions of dollars if that was the case, but $300 million from China is nothing.
Yeah.
So there is no alternative.